Welcome back. We're going to give it a try again. This time I'm going to read to you the first draft of the prologue for Christening Lena 2. So just bear with me and please ignore my little flub-ups and mistakes, but we'll eventually get there and look professional. But for now, let me start reading. Scuppernong Cove is a town easily overlooked, and that's just fine with the laid-back folks who call it home. It doesn't even appear on the map. The easiest way to discover Scuppernong Cove is by boat. Just cruise south on up to the St. Johns River towards Lake George, but if you make it to the Astor Bridge, you've sailed too far. Nice marina there, though. You can tie up and spend the night before you head back north down the river. More of a land person? Not inclined to boat on to Scuppernong Cove, are you? Then all you need to do is just hop into your car for a nice weekend or one-tank trip. The only thing you will need to load up for your journey is a willing suspension of disbelief. You see, Scuppernong Cove technically doesn't exist. It's become overlooked by Rand McNally and Google Earth, as progress passed her by like a proverbial stepsister. And as I've said, the locals are just fine with that. They're not in any hurry to find it put back on the map. The unanswered question is, though, what makes a town a town? According to expert cartographers, it is the number of people living in a certain area. Statisticians count the number of people who pay taxes. But for folks like my wife and I, there's a lot more to a town than just a number on or a spot on the map. So how about we start our journey south along the St. Johns River? You are going to want to start in Mandarin. Just head south out of Jacksonville, down through Mandarin, across Julington Creek, through Fruit Cove, and on past Switzerland. Now when you get to Switzerland, you'll really enjoy the large, old ancient oaks that cover the road as it winds on down to the roundabout at Rivertown. You pass through that roundabout, and then at the lighted intersection of Old Shands Pier Road in Orangedale, you keep on going. You go on past the road that takes you, the curve that takes you over the Shands Bridge and on to Orangedale. Head on down across Trout Creek, and keep on rolling until you come to 6 Mile Creek. Now, just before 6 Mile Creek is a crab shack. Now, it serves up southern steamed boil, laid out on the table over a newspaper. That is, if it's still open. I don't know. I've heard rumors that it may not be there anymore. But you're going to keep on going past that. But this is where you need to start to be alert, because this is where our journey really begins. It's still going to take a little bit of time, so you'll need to be patient. Now we keep heading south until we're shaded by those ancient oaks and pine woods flanking both sides of the road. Here's where you're definitely going to have to be on your toes. If you're going to make your way to Scuppernong Cove, that is, keep a sharp eye out for the signs. First, you'll need to slow down as the main road begins to take a big sweep to the left. Pay attention. Stay on those toes, because thanks to the FDOT, Florida Department of Transportation, our destination road, Old Cox Corner Road, is only reached by a very sharp switchback right-hand turn. And to make it even harder, there isn't even a flashing light at the intersection. After you've negotiated the turn on down about half a mile down the road or so, there you will come to a fork in the road. You'll take a right at the fork. At the split of the fork, if you look hard enough, you will see an ancient 3-foot-high concrete marker about 100 feet from the road. It is probably close to 100 years old, and it is etched with Cox Corner Township. On the right side, there is an old weather-beaten section of 4-rail fence. It serves the function of the Chamber of Commerce welcome sign for Scuppernong Cove. Hanging above it on 2 old pine posts is a sign inviting you to Zach's Linger a Bit Lodge. Suspended below it is a much smaller sign for Gator Slough Hunt Club. Nailed up along the fence are signs for all the other Scuppernong Cove businesses, but just from their respective sizes, two of them, you can almost imagine that there is a bit of competition between Bob's Boatyard and Mark Musser's Marina. You'll know you're lucky if there's an old-fashioned harvester truck, flatbed truck parked adjacent to the fence. If it's there, you can't miss it. Old faded red with a chalky sign painted on the door that reads Men's Barbecue Barn, 904-555-5050. Propped on the bed most likely will be a great big arrow-shaped sign pointing on down the road towards Scuppernong Cove. Painted on the sign is Vegetarian Recovery Center, with only open when smoking scribbled below it. Now, just to let you know, he doesn't serve barbecue all the time. He mostly makes exotic barbecues and only smokes when it suits him. The truck means he's smoking up some ribs and such. Later, I'll take you over to his place to check out some of his clever works made for those of you that are barbecue fanatics. When he has one of his cues, you'll need to bring yourself a bib and lots of paper towels. Those ribs of his are just too darn good. Now you're headed in the right direction. You still have to pass acres of blueberries you pick farm. You'll pass the four rail fences of Cox Country Ranchettes. On the west side of the road, you should begin noticing a 12-foot high dirt berm covered in scrub and pines, tucked behind an 8-foot tall chain link fence. That is the eastern boundary of Gator Slough Hunt Club. You're almost to the last turn. Another half mile or so down the road, immediately past the Hunt Club boundary, you're almost there. Just past a little cinder block building with a great big old cinder block billboard on it next to it, you'll turn right. On that billboard is written in faded, faint words, Clear Creek Estates and Country Club. Immediately right turn onto Loading Dock Road. Now, if you happen to pass Loading Dock Road, it's nothing to worry about. You can make a U-turn in the parking lot of Polky Joe's Tavern. It looks like an old-fashioned English tavern. It even has a double-decker bus parked out in front. It sports a psychedelic paint job. It serves as the chapel on Sunday for Hogs to Heaven Faith Church, a biker church group who takes extended rides around Northeast Florida on Sundays. Now you should be on Loading Dock Road. You're almost there. Richard! You better get in here before the fog rolls in. That's Peg. And she used Richard. I must be close to being in the doghouse. Hopefully you can hang around a bit. If not, maybe on your next one-tank trip, I'll introduce you to Joyce at the Chamber of Commerce. I'm sure she'd love to give you a tour around Scuppernong Cove. Well, that's it. And are you getting curious yet? Even if it's just a little bit, stay tuned. More is coming. That's the prologue. That's the narrator, the storyteller that tells the whole story. So, until next time, fair winds, smooth seas, happy landings. K.E. Cannell. Or friends like you, Carl, just old Carl. Bye.